come up with something soon.
Mid. Helena has recovered the material for the helm. She'll be along shortly.
Excellent. Another job well done.
And just one remaining.
Right. Right, the shielding. This one's a bit of a bugger.
How so?
The plating's enough to stop the engines going pop, but those things will still be spitting out enough fire to set the rest of the ship ablaze. Which is why you need proper shielding. A prison for the dragon's breath that's blazing away inside. I thought a triple thick layer of tempered steel might do it. Or more of the stuff that the Fallen use, but they'd both be too heavy. The helm and the plating are bulky enough as it is. Add any more weight and the whole ship would be at the bottom of the briny before we'd even started. I need something light. But I've racked my brains and I just can't think what would do it.
Well, if I were in need of obscure knowledge, I know whose counsel I would seek. Hippocrates.
Tomes? Yeah, well, I'd thought of that, obviously. I've got all the details written down here. Can you take this to him, see what he makes of it?
Right away.
Perfect. And speaking of Hippocrates. My man Hippocrates coming through with the information we all need. And turn into Endwalker, and this boat we're building is about to blast us into space or some shit. On it. It's the plot twist we never saw coming. Game of Thrones in space. Space of Thrones. My man Hippocrates, what's up, dog? Got a question for you.
Hippocrates, do you have a moment?
For you, Clive, always.
Well, actually, it's for Mid this time. Could you take a look at this?
Shielding for a mithril engine? Whatever will that girl think of next? And what are these notes around the edges?
She has some specific requirements for the materials. The shielding needs to be able to resist extreme heat on the inside, and yet remain cool enough on the outside not to set the ship alight, while also being light enough not to sink it. As you can imagine, she's struggling to find anything that meets her needs.
I see.
I wondered if you might know of a solution, or if you might be able to search the records for one.
Perhaps it is not a different material she requires, but a different approach.
What do you mean?
Consider the lake we have made our home. Its blighted waters eat away far more quickly than fresh water or even brine, at timber and steel alike. And yet, we have made a home here from those very materials nonetheless.
We have. But Bardolph must varnish every board twice over to keep it from rotting. And Obelus complains that without a constant supply of pitch. I see.
Early Gregorian histories speak of a preparation known as Moondew. It is said to be able to resist even the most ferocious flames. Before the dragoons tamed the worms and wyverns of the realm, nobles would daub their castle walls with it in order to guard against dragon fire.
So if we could recreate it...
It might be applied to some material or other in order to provide the protection Mid requires. As to how best to apply it and to what material, perhaps Bardolph and Obelus might be of assistance. I shall speak to them and see what wisdom they might have to offer. If you would be so kind as to procure the necessary ingredients, I shall discuss the specifics of how it might be most effectively put to use with our two friends. The knowledge of the past may yet prove useful to we of the modern era.
Thank you, Hippocrates. And since you're asking others to help you, perhaps I should too.
Oh, girls, huh? What up, though?
So you need a hand, do you?
We do. I'll be heading to market for the ingredients we need. I could do with some help. And some company, too.
The other can assist me in researching how best to prepare the shielding itself.
Can we count on your aid?
Always.
Well, if Jill's game.
Thank you.
I am sure either of these fine young minds would prove indispensable in my research. I leave the decision as to who will go with whom in your capable hands, Clive.
Oh, do I go with the medic waifu or Shiva waifu?
Shielding that guards against even the most ferocious flames. We could have done with some of that on Drustinus.
I doubt I would have survived that place with or without it. A trip to Northreach, though, I think either of us could handle.
Who do I want to go with? Do I do the obvious canon choice and say Jill, or do I say fuck it and take Tarja?
So, Clive, have you made your decision? Who will accompany you on your little excursion?
Get some backstory on Tarja.
All right. So, what are we fetching?
I have taken the liberty of preparing a list. Here.
Garlic? Conch shells? Are you sure this is the right list? Looks like the ingredients for someone's supper.
Though these items may seem mundane, they have potent effects that are rarely exploited, effects for which they were once highly prized. So much so, in fact, that they were harvested almost to extinction, hence Moondews having fallen from favor. Now, of course, they can be obtained with ease. You should be able to find everything you need at the market in Northreach.
Well, isn't that convenient? I was hoping to be able to make a trip over that way sometime soon. Need to speak to an old acquaintance. I'll meet you there.
All right. Stay safe.
I'll see you later, Clive.
Good luck with your research.
Sorry, Jill. I've already seen your
Hippocrates
resolve.
and I'll look after things here. You head over to Northreach.
I've already seen your story. Like, not over yet, obviously, since we have a lot more to go, and you're coming with me on my further adventures. But I don't know a whole lot about Tarja's backstory, and I'm hoping she talks to them about like the process of removing his brand. Be plenty more time for me to hang out with Jill later.
Now,
Some
where's Tarja?
dope character building for Tarja.
Keep them pilchards nice and chilled.
Need to stock up on these.
One of you spoiling another catch.
There you are, Tarja.
Ah, and there you are. We shouldn't have any problems finding what we need in a place like this. But if time is of the essence, perhaps we should split up. Take a few items each.
All right. What should I look for?
Let's see now. Why don't you take the garlic and the pepio nuts? Meet me by the gate when you've got them.
Alright. Purchase garlic and the pepper nuts.
And what can I do for you?
Have any orchestrion rolls? Oh, what? Expensive as fuck, man.
And a fine, fine day to
Yeah,
you.
I'm sure that she's the canon choice. I mean, to take Jill, 'cause
Right, don't
obviously
touch
they're
anything.
romantically involved, but I just want to see
And
some backstory with Tarja and stuff here.
how the hell is
See what happens.
What can I interest you in today?
Garlic, my
Hope
man.
it's to your liking.
That should do it. Hopefully Tarja's finished too.
fresh cuts? Come and get them before. Come. You'll not find a bruised pippin in the bushel.
Well, did you find everything?
I did. Here.
You want to talk? I don't get to talk to you very often.
Garlic and pepio nuts. Job done. We should get this back to Tomes then. He'll be waiting. But we're not in too much of a rush, are we? Quick chat.
Absolute. What's up, Tarja? What do you got for me?
Do you know, I think this is the very first time we've been out on an errand together.
I think you might be right.
In all the years since you and that scowl of yours first appeared, you haven't invited me out once. For shame.
Well, it seemed long overdue. And you did say you had some shopping to do.
I was hoping to restock my supplies of herbs and liniment, yes. You and Jill alone burned through them like wildfire. No luck, though. My usual supplier's not here, and I refuse to pay the prices these gougers charge.
I'll ask Karen when we get back. What is it?
Oh, just memories. I came here with Sid once, shopping for supplies, just like today. And just like today, I came away empty-handed. Sid even said he'd speak to Karen for me when we got back.
It's like I'm
It's
sick.
really been 5 years. I remember it as if it was yesterday. Hold on. Does that mean it's been 5 years since we met? Feels a lot longer.
It does. In a good way, of course. Thank you, Tarja.
For what?
For everything. I just want you to know that all you've done for us, all you still do, it's appreciated.
Do you think I'd stick around if I thought it wasn't? But in the spirit of sharing and caring, you're appreciated too, by all of us.
That's it? You're not gonna talk about the brand removal or anything else? It's gonna be like, oh hey, me and Sid, oh okay. There's more.
Well, I think we've tarried long enough.
Oh,
I
there's
ought to
not
get these
more.
ingredients back to Tomes so he can make up this concoction of his. I'll meet you back at the hideaway, all right?
All right. And thanks again.
I heard you the first time.
It's lame. I thought we were gonna get some dope backstory. Instead it was just, hey, thank you for everything you do. Oh, thank you too. And I remember when I did this exact same thing with Sid, and you're Sid now. That was a total letdown. I thought we were gonna get some Tarja backstory. Some exposition from her, like we did with Gav. So we just got that. Should have brought Jill. There's a new game plus. I'm gonna bring Jill next time. I'll do
I
auto
wonder how
too.
Hippocrates is getting on with the Moondew.
Time to find out. Yeah, I'll do Jill and auto next run through if there is a new game plus. Well, I'm probably gonna do another playthrough. That's like a certainty. I love this game.
Ah, better late than never. We're ready to begin whenever you are.
No,
Welcome home. He had a successful trip.
Daddy didn't get to go with me.
How's work on the shielding progressing, Hippocrates?
Well, very well indeed. And thanks in no small part to your kind assistance. I was just explaining to Tarja how we might best go about preparing the Moondew. And now that we have all the ingredients, we may begin.
You can count on me. I've mixed more than a few mysterious concoctions in my time.
I'm sure you have. What about the shielding itself?
Work is underway, under the watchful eyes of Bardolph and Obolus.
Apparently, it'll be ready soon.
Thank you. All of you.
Right then. Jill, would you join me in the infirmary? Many hands make light work and all that.
Of course.
Oh, and Clive. It was good to talk. We should do it again sometime.
It appears our work here is almost at an end. A shame. I was enjoying playing the man of action for once. When both the shielding and the Moondew are ready, it will merely be a matter of applying the one to the other. Followed by a rigorous process of testing and retesting, of course. Perhaps someone ought to warn young Mid of that.
Leave it to me. Thank you, Hippocrates.
You're more than welcome to come hang out anytime, Hippocrates. Be a man of action more often. I got you, homie.